That was the wrong notes. Let's try one more time. Right, obviously can't remember that tune tonight. Let's try something else. Say hello if you're here. It's Dr. Paul. It's going to be a quiz soon. I'm just doing my accordion practice right now. Jobby Jabber, I don't know how to play Wonderwall, and if I did, I wouldn't play it because I don't like it. Dear me. Right, okay, everybody. Hello, thanks for coming to the quiz. Sorry about earlier on, if you were here earlier on, because that was a bit of a disaster. But we're okay, we're here, we're alive. How are you? Was anybody here at 7 o'clock? I think some of you were. I know Pro Lethers was, and I know Noodle Doodles were. I'll tell you what happened. Basically, the computer blew up. I've been trying to stream to YouTube and Facebook at the same time, which was successful yesterday evening in terms of I managed to make it work. But I think it takes an awful lot of computing, which my computer can't necessarily deal with. Because rather like me, it's getting old. So, here we are. So I'm just going straight to YouTube tonight. I'm not trying to double stream anything weird like that. What I should do actually is put the link for this over on Facebook, just in case anyone's waiting over there. Okay, 1, 2. We're there. Right. I think I'm I think I'm back. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Tell me if I look like I've come back. If you can hear me and if you can see me, tell me. God, what a night! What's wrong with the bloody computers tonight, ladies and gentlemen? What's going on? By the way, if you work in computers, right, good. If you do work in computers, please kill yourself. Thank you. It's quiz time. You know what to do. Give me a share so that people can see the quiz. I'm just on YouTube tonight. I was trying to do to 2 different places, but that's just not working, okay? So it's not possible. The quiz starts soon. The house rules here are that there are no Tories, no racists, and you must agitate for humanity, pro-humanity. That's what I'm saying. Hello, Shona. Hello, Denise. Hello, Michael. Hello, Andrew. Hello, everybody. We'll get into this. Let's see if we can just get this going. See, now it's telling me I've got an excellent connection. Gordon Bennett. Right. Don't shout out answers in the chat. I should be hitting the first question in 1 minute, so I need to hurry up here. You just answer each round on a bit of paper, pen. Talk to your team. You know what I mean? Woo! Come on. Last time we played was last night, which seemed to go off without a hitch. I divided the scores into the works of Paul McCartney. Wings, obviously the greatest of his achievements. Scumbag College, Golden Girls, Social Outcast, Vaughan, Crap Family, Let's Get Quizzical, Pedestrian Crossing, Pro Lethers, Lumpy Gravy, COVID, Sausage Rolls, we're all up there. Beatles, yeah, you can't, yeah, the Beatles are alright. Nice work by McCartney. All those teams in the middle, right down the bottom, Frog Chorus. House of Weirdos are here, hello. So the all-on pub quiz is 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. That's the new thing. It says YouTube and Facebook. I might have to redo that because I'm not sure if I have the tech to really handle that. Although it seemed to work okay last night. I'm going to try something else. And tonight's sponsor is the Ferry Brewery. They would have been sponsoring the 7 o'clock, but there was a technical failure at 7 o'clock. So they are now sponsoring the 9 o'clock. All right? You can win booze from the Ferry. Yeah, look, lovely beer. They make lovely beer. They can ship beer to you if it goes your way. Here we go. It's 5 past. It's time for the quiz. So, first question time. I still get the feeling this is stuttery. That's what it looks like at this end. I hope it's okay for you. Right, okay. Same letter round means that all of the answers start with the same letter off the alphabet. So, once you've got the letter, then it's no problem. You know what I mean? You're kind of home and dry almost once you know the letter. Here we go. Question number 1 is about an actor. The question is, which English actor starred in the films Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, and The Incredible Hulk? What's the name of the English actor who starred in all 3 of those films? There's Andrew saying that it's great beer from the Ferry. Got a beer. He was the beer winner. Were you last week? I think so. But you got a beer and you drank your prize earlier. Nice. Thank you, Andrew. Number 2 in the same letter round is an animal. What type of animal named Richard Parker is central to the plot of the 2002 Booker Prize-winning book Life of Pi? YLT1, I saw you posting that on the earlier thing that the Fabians are cheaters. I'm pretty sure they're not. So I don't know where you get that from. Number 3, what is the name for the art of clipping hedges into various ornamental shapes? Right, Andrew, yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. Who got a beer last Saturday? I can't remember. Witch's Brew, then nice, yeah. So what do you call that? People cut hedges into shapes, you know, like peacocks and stuff like that. What's that art form called? Number 4, what's the name of the Welsh singer who sung the theme song for the 1965 James Bond film Thunderball? Which I only watched for the first time last year. It was alright. It's not as good as Roger Moore. So 1965 James Bond film Thunderball. Sean Connery is James Bond in that one. But which Welsh singer sings the theme song for Thunderball? And number 5, Booze. Which distillery founded in 1830 is the only single malt whiskey producer on the Isle of Skye? There you go. All you whiskey fiends and hipsters will know that stuff. Okay. I'm going to recap the questions. The way this works is that you tell me if you're ready, okay? You tell me if you're ready, and then I'll know to move on. But I'm going to do a quick recap of these questions. So, what's the name of the English actor who starred in Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, and The Incredible Hulk? Which animal named Richard Parker is central to the plot of The Life of Pi, which won the Booker Prize? Came out in 2002. What is the name for the art form where you clip hedges into ornamental shapes? There's a guy around the corner from us who's got like a cruise ship on top of his hedge. That would fall into that category of art form. Who sang Thunderball for Thunderball? 1965 James Bond film. Welsh singer. That narrows it down a bit, knowing that the singer is Welsh. And number 5, the only single malt distillery on Skye. What are they called? Okay, who's ready? Quattro Formaggio are ready. Peaky Fivers are ready. Denise is ready. They're in Dublin. Okay, so if you're ready, I'm ready. Tom Nook is a capitalist pig are ready. Same letter round. Here come the answers. Now, if you haven't decided yet what you write down, then decide. Okay, be ready. Don't be unready. Don't be Ethelred. Here we go. Did you get letters? Letter T tonight for Tom Nook is a capitalist pig. 2 points for each of these correct answers. Here we go. Number 1. Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Incredible Hulk. That's all Tim Roth. Tim Roth. There he is in Pulp Fiction. In the diner scene. Start and end. Number 2. Which kind of animal is Richard Parker in Life of Pi? He shares a boat with Pi. They both get shipwrecked. And it's just the two of them in a boat. Somehow they make the best of that. Great book. Number 3, hedges. Clip hedges into shapes. That's topiary. Alright. Topiary. Which Welsh singer did the theme tune for Thunderball? It's Tom Jones, of course. The Voice himself. And it's a great excuse to show you this. Possibly the greatest album cover of all time. Atomic Jones. Get it? That's a mushroom cloud indicating nuclear destruction in the background. Get it? Atomic Jones, yeah. Amazing. And booze. Oh, look. The question there was about the distillery. It's Talisker. That's one of their marketing images. Kind of like middle class, very comfortable, very self-satisfied people sitting around a fire somewhere going, I remember how good we are at everything. Pricks. Anyway, here the answers. Tim Roth, Tiger, Topiary, Tom. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello. Okay, I'm sorry, everybody. This is exceptionally bad tonight, the connection, and I don't know why. I'm back. Thank you very much, House of Weirdos. Sorry about that, Denise. Now, I take it everybody saw the answers, yeah? Tim Roth, Tiger, Topiary, Tom Jones, Talisker. In fact, I think it froze on the answers, so that's not bad. Don't worry, you've not missed anything. I am aware when it hangs and drops and all that stuff, so I just shut up and wait for it to come back. So, that's alright, House of Weirdos. You know, nobody died. That's the thing. So let's get on with it. It's not doing it again, is it? Come on. Right, picture round. Canadians. Who is this Canadian pop star? Give you a clue. She had 3 #1 albums in the US chart between 2002 and 2007. Is that anything to do with Talisker? I'm looking it up for you right now. Question number 2 is an animal. What kind of animal is this? That's picture number 2. Man. You know, it might just be my computer. My computer's just in a terrible mood as well. Actually, no. It's the internet, isn't it? There's something up with the internet connection. Number 3, which national football team's badge is this? So that is a badge worn on the shirts of which international football team? So the answer is a country. You know what I mean? Number 4 is a selfie. This is a self-portrait by which painter? Who lived in the 18th and 19th centuries? Van Gogh, El Greco, or Goya? And lastly, flags. Which country flew this flag until 1994? Okay, that is question number 5. I am not confident that you saw those things. You tell me if you missed anything there. Tullamore Dew. No, it's Irish. Nah, no points. Oh, I see. Right, sorry. I thought you were saying a genuine alternative answer for the whiskey question. Denise. Sorry, my sense of humour is a little bit lacking tonight because of this computer situation. I mean, you know, like I said before, no one died. It's just a bit of dodgy computer stuff. Let's face it, the whole fact that any of this exists is pretty fantastic. Pretty insane in the first place. So, you know, a couple of glitchy things, maybe not so bad. Missed the first 2, right? I'll show you them again, Shona. So who's the Canadian pop star? She had 3 #1 albums in the US chart between 2002 and 2007. That's the first one. So a very successful musician in the 2000s. Canadian. That's her when she was in high school. So who is she? Number 2 is animal. What kind of animal is this? It was unusually for this animal. It was in the news a few months ago. It was mentioned near the start of the lockdown. Number 3, which national football team's badge is this? Okay, that's number 3, national football team's badge. Number 4, who's the selfie by? Self-portrait, that is. Is it Van Gogh, El Greco, or Goya? Tell me when you're ready. And number 5, which country flew this flag until 1994 when they completely changed the flag? It doesn't look anything like that now. And it's a famous country, one you've heard of, you know what I mean? Right, you tell me when you're ready. While we fight with technology, like techno gladiators. I have not had this much trouble in one quiz. You know what I mean? It has usually been a lot better. So I don't particularly know why I'm having these problems tonight. I mean it, and I'm not really getting any messages off you either. Like, it's telling me it's not getting enough bit rate. But I would have thought the more bit rate I put in, the more it's going to get squeezed, you know what I mean? Maybe I should put the bit rate up again. Bit rate 1,800 kilobytes per second is what I've got it set as. I think the default's 2,000. If anybody knows anything about this, let me know what to do. I'm using OBS. Right. I'll put it back up again to the default. Okay, right, all ready. Here we go. Right, here come the picture answers. 2 points for the first one. Who's the specky kid? It's Avril Lavigne. There she is. Avril Lavigne. Getting ready to unleash such hits as Skater Boy and I'm With You. Avril Lavigne is right for 2 points. Question number 2. I mentioned this was in the news near the start of the lockdown. That's because somebody suggested that the COVIDs came from this type of animal being eaten by Chinese people. It's pangolin. Yeah. Pangolin. A very unusual animal. I remember a tweet. Someone's saying it's mad, isn't it? Some Chinese guy eats a pangolin and then suddenly Elgin versus Montrose is called off. Number 3, which national football team's badge is this? It's Sweden. The colours are there, you know. And if you look very closely, you can see Svenska football, something or other. You know, it's Sweden. Who's the selfie by? That is your old pal Goya. And who flew this flag? Right up until 1994, when they completely changed the flag, that was the flag of the old South Africa, with the British and Dutch influence there on the flag, rather kind of overshadowing the African part of South Africa. But that flag was completely redesigned for the post-apartheid era. Right, okay. Lumpy Gravy got 10 out of 10. Margaret Ann, superb. Excellent. There's all the answers together. Avril Lavigne, Pangolin, Sweden, Goya, South Africa. Said Alanis Morissette for number 1. That's fair enough. I think she had her big time kind of before that. Let's move on, because we've lost quite a bit of time mucking about. The conundrum, you'll get 60 seconds to solve this, plus whatever tonight's internet buffering throws at you. You might end up getting 5 minutes to solve this. It's like an anagram, but instead of being the name of something, it's a standard English word. So what is the only standard 9-letter English word that you can get out of these? There we go. Your time should start now. Idling bus. Don't shout out the answer in the chat. Just tell me when you think you've got it. Tell me, got it, or we think we got it. Idling bus. When we had that big break before, I was just telling that guy YLT1 to shut up about calling Fabian's cheats. I made him silent for 10 minutes. You can do that. I was asking him to just not do that, because it's pretty tedious calling other people cheats. Because there's no point in cheating, because there's no prize for top score. So why would they keep on playing the quiz? Plus, they don't always get top score. There's quite a few of them, and they're very good. That's the thing. So 5 seconds, 4 seconds, a couple of seconds left. Looks like most of you have got this. And there's the time up. The right answer is buildings. Yay. You'll say you got it. Did you get it? You definitely get it. Right, everybody. It says... reconnection successful. That's the little message that I've just got. So hopefully we're back on. Yes, Miles. I'll give a shout out to David Weaver in Tenbury Wells. That's in Worcestershire. Who went out for the first time in 8 months yesterday. Made me proud. Okay, I don't understand the comment, but well done to David. Who's David and where did he go and why has he been indoors for 8 months? That's what I want to know. Anyway, it's time for the music round, or the sound round. It's not all music. Here we go. It's not choices tonight. You've got to answer these questions straight. So the first one is an artist. Denise, I can't restart the computer because it takes ages to get set up and all that. Yeah, I'd be off for about 10 minutes and the computer itself takes quite a while to restart. This is round 3. Does it say 4? Aye, sorry. It's round 3. Becca, don't worry, you didn't miss anything. That's a mistake. Right, okay, come on, let's do it. The first one is an artist that you're looking for, and it's a song being played at half speed. Big hit in 1994. So who is this? Name the artist. Okay, that was the first one. Name the artist. The second one is again, name the artist. This is a 1 second wonder, which means it's 1 second slices off a tune, off different tunes by the same artist, all put together. You have to name the artist. They were big in the 80s. There you go. That's the 1 second wonder. No, Michael, there is no list to choose from tonight. I'm doing it a different way tonight. So you've just got to try and answer them. You know what I mean? Miles is saying he's disabled. That's David, who went out for the first time in 8 months, made a special effort for his son's 50th birthday. Well done, David. I hope you enjoyed being out and about. Fantastic. Right, okay, number 3 is a tune being played speeded up. It's from 19... No, it's not. It's a film. What a night. This is going really well tonight. Name the film. This is also 1994. It was one of the top grossing films of the year. Listen to this.
One day, out of blue, clear sky, I got a letter from Jenny wondering if I could come down to Savannah and see her, and that's what I'm doing here. She saw me on TV running.
Okay, I think you'll probably get that one. Number 4. Now, let me just check before I make another mistake. Right, okay, this is the speeded up 1967 one. Name the band.
Some try to tell me thoughts they cannot defend. Just what you want to be, you will be in the end. And I love you. Yes, I love you. I love you. Some try.
Fucking brilliant. And the last one, you don't have to know the artist, you don't have to know the name of the song, you just have to tell me what language is being used here. Name the language.
Achterbahn der Gefühle, rauf und runter, Berg und Tal. Liebst du mich so wie ich dich, oder bin ich dir egal? Achterbahn der Gefühle, ruf mich an, ich wart auf dich, aber warte nicht zu lange, denn so lange wart ich nicht.
Fantastic, that's my kind of stuff. Right, okay. So a slightly different sound round tonight because there's no options for you. Just got to try and straight answer those questions. So does anyone need to hear them again? Or are you happy with what you've heard? That's another thing. I don't think your chat's coming through quite so quickly tonight. The whole thing's just a bit treacly tonight, you know what I'm saying? But as Denise says, worse things happen at sea. You know, fish get eaten by bigger fish. That's pretty bad. Ready with a couple of guesses. Andrew would like to hear number 4 again. Number 1. Right, I'll just play them again real quick, okay? I'm not going to play all of them, just enough to give you a chance. So here's number one. It's slowed down. It's from 1994. Is it there? Right. Okay. The second one is the 1 Second Wonder. Name the band. It's sort of 10 1 second slices of their different hits put together. Listen to this. Useless paper, but now every how can it be Buster? Great. Number 3, name the film.
One day, out of blue, clear sky, I got a letter from Jenny, wondering if I could come down to Savannah and see her, and that's what I'm doing here. She saw me on TV.
TV, run. Number 4 is probably a more difficult one. A big hit in the 60s. Name the band. It's speeded up here.
Some try to tell me thoughts they cannot defend. Just what you want to be, you will be in the end. And I love you. Yes, I love you. Some try to.
That's superb, isn't it? And the last one, name the language.
Achterbahn der Gefühle, rauf und runter, Berg und Tal. Liebst du mich so wie ich dich, oder bin ich dir egal? Achterbahn der Gefühle, ruf mich an, ich wart auf dich, aber warte nicht zu lange, denn so lange wart ich nicht.
That's serious, right? That's my kind of morning music, right? You got this? Let's do it. Let's get the answers for the sound round. So the first one, the song being played very, very slowly, at half speed, in fact, was Blur. Name of the song is Park Life. I think most of you got that. 2 points for each of these, of course. Number 2, the 1 Second Wonder, all the different songs cut up into 1 second slices. That was Madness. I think that was pretty distinctive. Number 3, surely you got this. It's Forrest Gump. It's old Forrest Gump pretending to be thicker than he really is, or something like that. The artist for number 4 is quite difficult. The song's pretty well known, Nights in White Satin. But the artist is the Moody Blues. An incredibly serious song. Probably the most serious song ever recorded. And the last one is by a singer who went under the name Blümchen, and she was singing in German. Achterbahn was the name of the song, which means roller coaster. Late 90s, Europop. Best Europop. So there we go. What did you score in this strange, bitty, up and down quizzy quiz that we're experiencing tonight? 10 out of 10 for the Chameleons. Nice one. Tom Nook was struggling with number 4. Yeah, difficult one. Guess the Doors. The Doors is not a bad guess. Doors were American. Moody Blues were English. Loads of great songs. Ride My Seesaw is one of theirs. Lumpy Gravy, 8 points. Put Iceland. What for the last one? For the language? Nah. That's Achterbahn bei Blümchen. Achterbahn der Gefühle, rauf und runter, Berg und Tal. Liebst du mich so wie ich dich, oder bin ich dir egal? Something like that. Sandy boys, got 10 out of 10, alright. Do you get a point for Nights in White Satin? Never heard of the band? Yeah, go on, Denise, why not? The way things are going tonight, I think you should have a point for that, for the language. Really? Nah, it doesn't sound nothing like Korean. I'm going to listen to that again, see if I can hear any Korean. Here it is again. Listen to it again, knowing that it's German.
Achterbahn der Gefühle, rauf und runter, Berg und Tal. Liebst du mich?
Bin ich der egal. Achterbahn der Gefühle, ruf mich an, ich warte bis. Okay, reconnection successful. I think I'm back on. No, Janie. If you knew the artist, you get 2 points. That's it. Okay. That should satisfy you. You get a nice feeling that you knew the songs as well. Okay, team of the day. Tom Nook is a capitalist pig, and well done. That's Andrew, isn't it? Yeah, of course it is, Andrew. And you get 1 point for being team of the day. Well done. Tom Nook is a capitalist pig. They are based in Edinburgh. They have a cat. Yeah, you're on the telly. All right. What's the name of the other person, Andrew? They don't have to tell if they don't want to, but what's the name of the other person? I can't remember if you said that in your message. I failed to write. If you did, I didn't write it down. But you are team of the day because you sent me a picture, and that's all you got to do. If you want to be team of the day, just send me a picture of the team. You get 1 point. Cat's called Severus. Other person is Sophie, right? Severus, Sophie, and Andrew are team of the day. They are. Tom Nook is a capitalist pig. All right. There we go. Fantastic. Let's move on. So 50-50, and this is round 4. This couldn't be simpler. So hopefully we'll get through this whole round without hanging up. It's just 50-50 questions. So question number 1. What vegetable is described on an Indian restaurant menu as saag? Potato or spinach? 2 fantastic vegetables, but which one is saag on an Indian restaurant menu? Is that potato or spinach? That's question number 1. 50-50 round. Number 2, which musical note is longer, a crotchet or a quaver, in terms of time? You know? Which note lasts longer, a crotchet or a quaver? That is question number 2, 50-50 round. Question number 3, space. During which decade was Pluto reclassified as a dwarf planet rather than a proper planet? It used to be thought of as just a planet, but then the astronomers were checking it out. They checked out the CV of Pluto and they're like, nah, it's not even a proper planet. It's a load of rubbish. It's a minor planet or a planetoid. But when did they make that terrible decision? The 2000s or the 2010s? When did poor old Pluto get demoted to crap planet status? Okay, number 4, true or false? Keanu Reeves was a high school ice hockey goalkeeper and was so good at playing ice hockey that his teammates nicknamed him The Wall. The Wall. True or false? Alright, so Keanu Reeves, now better known as Bill or Ted, out of Bill and Ted. And the geezer out of Speed. Was so good at ice hockey at school. He was a goalkeeper and he was so good that his teammates called him The Wall. Is that true or false? Number 5, Marvel Comics. Alright. Which animal gives its name to a mutant supervillain from Marvel Comics who has the power to generate pheromones that can control the minds of women? Is that Baboon or Mandrill? What's the name of a supervillain from Marvel Comics who controls the minds of women using pheromones, and he is a mutant? Is that character called Baboon or Mandrill? Right. I think there's some difficult questions in there. I will recap. You tell me if you're ready. Right. Saag. Is that potato or spinach? Number 2, which musical note holds for longer, crotchet or quaver? When was Pluto reclassified as not really a planet at all? Was it the 2000s or the 2010s? Keanu Reeves was so good at being an ice hockey goalkeeper when he was at school that his teammates called him the Wall. And Marvel Comics supervillain controls the minds of women. Is that baboon or mandrill? Okay, there's some weird questions in there. You all ready? Here we go. Here come the answers. Decide now if you have not made up your mind. Get ready. If you're not ready, be ready. You know what I'm saying? Right, okay, so which vegetable is sag? That is spinach. Yeah. Sag aloo is spinach and potato. The potato is aloo. At least I think so. That's from memory. Hopefully that's right. Number 2, which musical note is held for longer? It's crotchet. Crotchet equals 2 quavers, I think. Crotchet is correct. It's the longer note. Number 3, during which decade was Pluto reclassified so it's no longer a proper planet? That was in the 2000s. 2006, actually. Number 4, true or false? Keanu Reeves, the Wall of ice hockey. That's true. It's absolutely true. There he is, and is lined up in his team, looking pretty smug about the whole thing because he just is dead good at ice hockey. Yeah, 2 quavers or 3 knickknacks, exactly. And Marvel Comics controls women's minds with pheromones. Who's that? It is Mandrill. There we go. Mandrill. That's Mandrill there, you see. Black Widow informed us of your identity, you see. Natasha did that. She loves me. All women love me. I am their master. I am Mandrill. So it's a guy that looks like... kind of looks like a mandrill. Which looks a bit like a baboon. Crazy stuff. First 10 tonight. Nice one, Denise. Because that was difficult, I thought. Spinach, crotchet, 2000s, true, mandrill. Got Keanu wrong. Yeah, Keanu's the Wall. Can't get past the Wall. Happy about the Keanu fact. Yeah, it's a good one. It's nice when one of those things is actually true. Don't like quavers? Meh. Easy one to get mixed up. It's like the first thing you learn when you're doing sheet music or written music. But even though it's the first thing you learn, it's still easy to forget. Okay. Let's move on because we are running out of time because there have been so many stoppages tonight. Round 5 is this. Test of time, right? So which 5 of these things happened in the 1970s? You got to pick the 5 things that happened in the 1970s. 5 of them did, 4 of them did not. You have to choose the right ones. So I'll just go through it. The first UK decimal coins were released into circulation. The Ford Escort car was launched in the UK. The Ford Fiesta car was launched in the UK. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest was a film, released as a film. Came out as a book first, like many things, but we're talking about a film here. Pablo Picasso dies. Pele, the footballer, retires from professional football. Planet of the Apes, again, that's the film we're talking about. The Queen, Queen Elizabeth II, the Queen, sent her first email, and Syd Barrett left Pink Floyd after succumbing to LSD addiction. So pick the 5 things that happened in the 70s. 4 of them did not happen in the 70s, 5 of them did. You got to pick the 5 that were the 70s. Now, I know we're all too young for this. None of us can actually remember this stuff. But just using your knowledge of the past, you know. So don't come out with all this, it's before our time stuff. Because nobody likes that. It's nearly as annoying as YLT1 saying that the Fabians are cheats. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we're back on. Janie's ready. Quattro Formaggio is ready. Connections all over the place. But look at my beautiful face. Let's all go for a race on our bicycles. Right, everyone's ready. Come on, let's do it. Pick those, get those 5 ready now if you're not sure. It's the 5 things that happened in the 70s. Okay, here we go. Here come the answers. Ready? The first thing is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest film. That was in 1975. And I should have my notes open, but I don't. So I'm going to be guessing some of these. Number 2 is Pele retires from football. That was 77, I think. His last professional team was the New York Cosmos. And I think round about 77 or 78. Number 3, Pablo Picasso, who no one ever called an asshole. Pablo Picasso died. I will get the years for these up in a few seconds. I'm just opening the file for that. 75, 76, around about there. Number 4 is the Ford Fiesta. It was the launch of the Ford Fiesta. Came out in the 70s. And the last one is the Queen sent her first ever email. And I know that one's 1976. Because it's a very unusual one. It's way earlier than you would think. Or most people would think about email. I started using email in about 97, maybe 96, 97, around about then. Queen was 20 years ahead, but it was at an exhibition. It was a military installation. So there you go. That's the facts on that one. In case you wonder about the other things, the first UK decimal coins came out in 1968. They were the 5p and the 10p. And that was a few years ahead of full decimalisation. Ford Escort was around about 68. Planet of the Apes was about the same, 68. And Syd Barrett left Pink Floyd in 69. He was asked to leave, or they just got rid of him, really. Because he was just too knackered by LSD. Andrew's saying thought the book was the 60s. I did say it's the film. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I hope I wasn't hanging while I was saying that. I was quite clear it was the film we're talking about for both Planet of the Apes and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. So if you missed me saying that because it was hanging, then sure, give yourself the points. 10 out of 10 for Denise. Nice one. Lumpy Gravy got 4. Oh dear. Disaster. Quattro Formaggio got 4. We circled all the other ones in Tembo. Disaster. But you were racing on your scooter yesterday, Mr. David Weaver, so that's the one you're going to have fun remembering, rather than getting all these answers wrong on this quiz. No Picasso emailing Fiesta. Car expert in the team not happy that he got that wrong. Yeah, look, I've opened up a thing, and even that doesn't have the years. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that was completely bizarre. It's the first time we've ever done Mystery Bag without a working video connection. Well done to Andrew. Just to prove that that was cool. There it is. There's the pineapple itself. What you can't tell from where you are is just how good it smells. That's ready. It's ready to go. So Andrew's now a 2-time winner of the Ferry Brewery beer. So I'll be passing his details on to the Ferry, and they will be sending him beer, and he will be consuming it, and the circle of life continues. You can play with anything you want. you can pretend it's a space station. That's what I would do with it. King Pineapple. Right. That was bizarre. First time I managed to do Mystery Bag without a connection. Well done, all of you, for just starting to play that. If you've never been here before, you might be rather confused as to what the hell was going on there. But I think you probably worked out. I think you're all smart enough to work out what was going on there. We always play Mystery Bag. First one to get it right wins the sponsor's prize. So well done, Andrew. Right, now let's get on with the last round before we drop out again. So he'll be getting some of that lovely beer coming his way. Okay, so there. Right, double or bust. Here we go. Right, you know how this goes. You've been adding up your scores so far. This is the last round to decide who finishes where in the quiz. So 4 points for a correct answer. That's double. And bust if you put a wrong answer. So it's high risk, high reward. You get 4 points. So you can get 20 points here if you go for them all and you get them all right. You get 20 points. But if you put one single wrong answer down, you get 0 points for the round. So to avoid getting bust, you can leave blanks. Now let's get on with this as quick as we can before it goes again. Here we go. Machine Man. Question number 1. What was the surname of the American inventor who patented the first successful version of the sewing machine in 1851? So, whose name is synonymous with sewing machines? American inventor. Invented the sewing machine in 1851. The first proper modern one. First one that worked. What was the surname of that guy? Right, question number 2. 8 points. Which letter is worth 10 points in Scrabble English version, but only 8 points in the French version? Scrabble, 10 points is as many points as you can get. But what letter is worth 10 points in English Scrabble, but it's a little bit more common in French, so it's only worth 8 points? Okay, that's question number 2. Number 3. Which English actress played the part of Mary Poppins in the 2018 film Mary Poppins Returns? I think we got a mini buffer there, but we're okay. Number 4. Which state in the USA is home to the Jacksonville Jaguars, American football team? I'll do them again, Denise, don't worry. So basically, what state is Jacksonville in? That's the question there. Number 5. In which century was the only successful assassination of a British Prime Minister? Right, they've had a few American presidents getting assassinated, 4 altogether actually. But in the UK, we've only ever had one Prime Minister being successfully assassinated. But what century did that take place in? Now, you know this is double or bust, so if you get this wrong, you get everything else right, you'd get 0 points. If you get everything else right and leave this, you'll get 16. So you get 4 points for the ones you go for that you get right, but you get bust if you put one wrong answer. So you've got to decide which ones you're going for. Denise missed number 1. If anybody else did, I'm going to go over them again anyway. Here they come. So number 1, what's the surname of the American inventor who patented the first proper sewing machine? 1851. The name is synonymous with sewing machines. Top invention. Number 2. Which letter is worth 10 points in English Scrabble? English language Scrabble, that is. But only 8 points in the French version. Which letter of the alphabet is that? So it's slightly more common in French. Number 3. Who played Mary Poppins in the modern remake, 2018 remake of new film really, Mary Poppins Returns, not a remake. But who played Mary Poppins in that 2018 Mary Poppins film? Number 4. Which state has Jacksonville and the Jacksonville Jaguars in the NFL in the USA? And the last one is a history question. Which century was the only successful assassination of a sitting British Prime Minister? Tell me when you're ready so I can move on and get this done before we get spanked again by dropping out. Now, just before I go on to the answers, I'll remind you I do this for tips. I know it's been weird tonight, but still, I think it was quite a good quiz. And if you think it's worth a tip for me, your old pal Dr. Paul, then I'd be delighted to get a tip off you. That's a little link for the donation. Couple of quid. What would you pay if you went to a pub quiz? Pay what you think it's worth. And I know it's been weird tonight, but I'm still asking for tips, okay? Still got mouths to feed here. Thank you very much. I will be back in the pubs in August. But I'm going to continue doing online quizzes. So if you prefer online, don't worry. I'm going to keep doing that. Okay, you ready? Ball's in for Mr. Burney. David Weaver's ready for... I know. Sorry, Miles. I usually get finished by 10 o'clock, but it's been so weird tonight. These are the answers. These are the last answers coming up. Right, we've got people ready. Everyone's ready. Come on, let's do the answers. So here we go. Machine Man. The guy who invented the sewing machine, basically the modern sewing machine, was Mr. Singer. Isaac Singer. There he is. Looked exactly like every other guy from the 1850s, except with a sewing machine. So 4 points for Singer. Which letter is worth 10 points in Scrabble but only 8 in the French version? It's letter Q. Alright. There it is. Can you see it? Cat. See, they make the same word that we make with Scrabble. 8 points. No. 8 points for letter Q in Scrabble. 4 points for right answer. Number 3. Who's the nanny? Who's Mary Poppins in Mary Poppins Returns 2018? It's Emily Blunt. There she is. That's what she looked like in the part. Number 4, the Jacksonville Jaguars. That is Florida. There's a map of Florida. There's Jacksonville. That's the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're from Florida. And the last one, the only successful assassination of a British Prime Minister was Spencer Perceval, I think was his name. And that was the 19th century. 1812 to be precise. So he was assassinated by a merchant with a grievance against his government. That's what happened there. Presumably he was shot. He was shot. So there you go. That's the answers. How did you get on? What was your final score? I'm going to give you the link now to upload your scores, and I can make a league table out of tonight's scores. So I'm just grabbing the link just now. GPS, Peaky Fifers, went conservative, KG. Anyway, let's not say conservative because that could be misconstrued, but they went KG and they went for 3 answers and got to 12 points. That's decent. Chameleons got them all right. Went balls out and got them all right. Absolutely superb Chameleons. Tom Nook got 16. Sophie guessed the question but did not feel safe. He should have felt emboldened by those beer wins. You know, when things are going your way, that's the time to roll the dice. Miles says awful. Sorry, Miles. Denise says got them all. Woohoo! Chameleons total up on 64. 64 for Becca. 55. I think that was a difficult quiz. I mean, not just from a streaming point of view, but from a quiz point of view. I thought the quiz was actually pretty good tonight. I know I wrote it and all that, but the pick 5 one, that was difficult. The 70s one. Thank you, Shona. Yeah, look, I mean, like, all I can do when it drops is just sit here and wait for it to come back on. There's nothing I can really change as far as I know. There's nothing within my expertise that I can change anyway. Turn the computer off and turn it back on again isn't going to work because it takes a good 10 minutes or so. We were talking about it before tonight's quiz, and I might invest in a better computer because I am going to be doing this ongoing basis. Even when I'm back in the pubs. I was talking to some of the pubs this week. It looks like I'm going to be back in the pubs August, round about August 20th onwards. Which is a huge relief in terms of earning money. But I do believe in these online quizzes. I've got to find a way I need to find a way of making them more popular and getting more numbers. But I think ultimately they can be very good. What I need to work on is getting ways of interaction so I can have some of you on live. And I think that would be really good. I just haven't had an awful lot of time to work on it, which is a bloody awful excuse, but I might well need a better computer if I'm going to keep going with this. Although it might have just been the internet tonight. Don't know. I'm just not technical enough to properly diagnose what was going on there. But anyway, we got to the end of the quiz. I hope you enjoyed it. 68 for Andrew. Best we've done. That's Tom Nook as a capitalist pig. Did you remember to add on your point, Andrew, for being team of the day? Because that's important. Thanks for persevering, says Michael. Yeah, well, I will, won't I? To be honest, it's pretty annoying, but I'm not going to just turn it off and walk away in a huff, throwing things at the wall. I mean, much as that feels like the right thing to do sometimes, I know it's the wrong thing to do. So, aye, persevere, exactly. Might be back. Persevere is one pub I've not talked to, actually. I don't know if they're, I don't know what they're up to. I don't know if they're opening again or not just now, or whether they have opened. I actually don't know that. They've not been in touch with me. Miles says, don't forget to use a wired connection. I actually do use a Wi-Fi connection, and I know that is not ideal, but most of the time, Miles, it's perfectly fine. Most of the time, it's absolutely fine. I've been doing this since March now, and most nights it's been absolutely fine. And tonight was easily the worst it's been. We did get our bonus, Andrew. Excellent. Good for you. Miles is saying that Rosie wants a sewing machine now. Only one she got. I saw a GIF the other day. You know what I mean by a GIF? Some people call them GIFs, like an animated thing. And it showed you like how a sewing machine needle actually works. Like it's doing that. And if you're anything like me, you would have stared at a sewing machine in action at some point, and you'd have gone, and you'd be thinking to yourself, how does that work? And I'm relatively mechanically minded, and I've opened up the thing, had a look under, and there's a thing underneath that turns like that, and a needle coming down, and there's thread, and it's still really hard to understand. But I saw this brilliant animation the other day, which like shows you how the needle works in a sewing machine, how that actually functions, and it shows you, and then it slows it right down. And even very, very slowed down, it's still kind of hard to understand exactly how it does it, but it's pure magic. Miles saying it'll make a huge difference. Yeah. The way I've got things set up here, it's maybe a little difficult. Yeah, thanks, Margaret, and thanks for the likes. If anyone else thinks the quiz is worth a like, don't forget to like. But most importantly, don't forget to tip me with money so that I can buy a wired connection. Thing is, I mean, even with a wired connection, like in another part of the house, we've got a wired connection, but you know, even so, sometimes the Wi-Fi, you know, the feed coming from Virgin, this Virgin Media we have, sometimes ain't that great, you know. And like I say, usually the Wi-Fi is absolutely fine. We've got a strong router. Miles says, thanks for the quiz. Dad said this was impossible to get on his TV. He'd been joining us in Edinburgh via an Alexa connection. It's a miracle, isn't it, all this different stuff. All right, so your dad's in Edinburgh, and you're down in, what was the name of the place? Going to send you the money for a 10-metre cable. You're going to have to send, Miles, you're going to have to send us the money for a drill to get through a huge wall as well. I need one of those boxes that you plug in. Like we've got one in the back room. I need one in here. And I can do a wired connection, but then that's proved dodgy as well. If I had the money, I'd get in a specialist guy and, who knows about these things. And I would say, listen, here's a heap of money. Just make it work. Make it bloody work. Tenbury Wells. I'm going to go and look at that now on Google Maps. I'm going to look at Tenbury Wells. Let's take a journey to Worcestershire. Worcestershire sauce. Worcester sauce. You know what I mean? Yeah, so, I got friends who live in, is it New Malvern or Little Malvern or something? Miles is saying we're from Edinburgh. Looking after him how we can in Worcestershire. So, you're from Edinburgh. Your dad's in Edinburgh. Is it your dad? Is that right? But you're maybe living in Worcestershire at the moment, but trying to look after him from there. That cannot be easy. At the best of times, let alone COVID times. Like, I don't know what the rules are anymore. Are people allowed to travel around the UK now? Are we allowed to do that? I actually don't know. Because I've got no desire to go anywhere. Tenbury Wells. Looks nice. Let's get a bit of street view on the go. La 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 la. Looks like the sort of village where... Is it a village? Is it a village or a town? It's kind of... It don't look quite small enough to be totally a village. Well, it depends. Depends how you look at it. A very small town, quite a large village maybe. Let's see if I can get this on the broadcast here. Because I've got it open in another window. And if I use my smarts, I should be able to... What the hell was that? The Regal? What, you got cinema? Well, this looks like quite the gaff. I just want to find a third pub. There it is, surely. What's this? The silver something? Hard to tell. About this. This place at the end. Is that a house? It's just someone's house. Great places. Look, what's that? Riverside Cafe. Right. Thank you, everybody. I'm out of here. Thanks for doing the quiz. Sorry about techno stuff tonight, but we will survive. See you later.